Okay, boys. Okay, we have Atlantic Region champions, Coach Jordan Fee, Zach Hobbs, and Nigel Hall.
Jordan, how do you put into words the compete your guys had there in the second half to battle back and then have that scenario at the end?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the DNA of these guys. You know, they've learned how to, they're all fighters individually, but they've learned how to fight together and collectively, and that's, I'm not surprised, you know. So I'm proud of their fight, continued fight. That's just, it's such a good team. It's such a, I said to the assistant coaches and our staff meeting, I just said, anybody you play at this time of year is obviously going to be good, but these guys got the weapons to win it all. I've seen teams that have won it all. They've got all the pieces you need to win it all. I think we might too.
Nigel, take me through that final play. What'd you see?
Honestly, I saw Lau get a contested shot, and his defender went with him, and my defender that's supposed to box me out didn't box me out. It's crashed, like Coach always preaches and says, everybody crashed on every single shot. And today I got a tip in, so I was just happy for that.
Coach, when you had those final few seconds and there was the timeout and you had the guys in the huddle there, kind of what was going through your head? What did you say to them? You know, it was the chance to score or go home.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the timing had to be perfect when we went. Wilson did a good job at denying Josh to the elbow. They've seen it so much. That was my worry with drawing it up. But the set was supposed to go to Josh. Lau was supposed to slash. Hobbs was sitting in the corner. And then I don't know if you heard me say it. I didn't probably need to say it to you, but I did say when he drives right to make sure you cross on the weak side. And if anybody in the world's going to do it, it's going to be this guy right here. Everybody's seen him do it all year. But I think the beauty of these guys and their mentality and maybe the style of play that we have is when things break down, we're so used to improvising and being free flowing. And these guys are the decision makers on the floor. So I try to stay out of the way. Put them in a formation and a set where they can maybe have a chance to win the thing. And it didn't work out. Probably poor coaching, but good thing we got good players. So they improvised and ball went to Lyle instead. He just gave the thing a chance, and then again, this guy, ask anybody in our locker room who would make that play, they'd all choose him.
I know, you're returning to the Elite Eight. You've been there before, but how do you groom these guys to prepare themselves for an atmosphere like that? I mean, you've done that all season, mentally preparing them for this type of game, but taking it to the next level. How do you get them ready for that? Yeah,
it's a great question. There's an approach to it, right? There's an approach. There's timelines that you want to follow. There's preparation, and I just feel fortunate to have been there a handful of times. And I'm going to tell these guys what I believe is the best way to approach it. I'm going to give us the best chance I think we could possibly have at going out there and getting three. But I will explain to them exactly how it works. I already have some, I believe in that. Everybody's different. But I believe in telling them what's out ahead. If you want it that bad, you'll go get it. But here's what it looks like. This is what it feels like, and this is the process to it. So I think these guys want to go experience it. I couldn't be happier that they get to experience it. That's what I'm most excited for.
Zach, you were the hype man there, it seemed like, throughout the second half. How do you put into words just the crescendo that built throughout the fan base there in the second half?
No, I mean, I've had the opportunity to play in a lot of very hostile, very fun environments, but this is the most unique, fun experience I've ever had. The energy just, we just totally fed off of it. A lot of guys played a lot of big minutes tonight, but you just couldn't even feel it because the energy was so high in there. And then having the chance to fight all the way back and take the lead at the very end, it's just very special. We got a really, really, really special group of guys, just ultra competitive, most competitive group I've ever been a part, most together group I've ever been a part. So, I wasn't surprised at us battling back in that one.
So I guess in that first half, the guys slowed you guys down a little bit. How frustrating was that, and how did you guys overcome that second half?
I mean, they're a really good team, really good players, really well coached. They kind of came out and punched us in our mouth, But we were just stay together in the locker room. That was our biggest thing, just stay together, do it together, one stop at a time. And, just competed our tails off.
Nigel, what did you think of the atmosphere in there tonight?
It was amazing. Like Zach said, I've been a part of a lot of unique programs in a lot of unique towns, but Erie separates itself from the top of the rest. So we're just fortunate enough that we all got the opportunity to come here all at the same time, and we got an opportunity to play in front of amazing atmospheres, amazing fans, and honestly, we deserve this opportunity, but the city of Erie deserves it also. So we just very fortunate that they're behind us.
And coach undefeated at home this year.
About that, yeah. People have been really good to us. You know, they have up here. It's been they've allowed us to make it a home environment. I've been asked that question, Jeff, that you asked a million times about the crowd, and I always compliment the crowd, but yet challenge them a little bit too. Just a little bit of dissatisfaction. We can get a few more people in there. But if you're asking that question tonight, I got nothing for you. I don't know if it gets any better than that.
No.
I have to ask, obviously you guys made it, but the girls made it as well. So kind of how unique is it to share that experience and, both teams make it and you guys be there side by side with each other? Well, not side by side because they're in different places, but both to make it this far.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been each other's biggest fans throughout the whole year. So, like, seeing us succeed and splitting a regional, like, this is my first year in Division II. I don't know how rare it is, but apparently it's very rare. And for us to be going to the Elite Eight together, it's just incredible.
Yeah,
The
we're
buzz
wondering
around
what you
campus
guys are
is
drinking over here. Well, what's in the water again? Because it's clearly working for the athletes, right?
awesome.
Sure.
What about you, Nigel?
Like Zach said, we're definitely their biggest supporters every day. They work out like before us, so we're always encouraging them to get in the gym. And I think there's also like an internal competitive factor. We saw them hang up a banner earlier, like 2 hours before, so we figured out in the locker room that we wanted that same feeling. So I think that not only be supportive of them, we just have that internal competitive nature that's just good for both programs, honestly.
Coach, one thing we've talked about all year is Nigel's just 6'1", but he rebounds like he's about 10 inches taller. How do you explain that?
After the last game, there was that one crucial rebound, if you remember, in the semifinal that he went up and got. I said to my wife after the game, I said, "Did you see Nigel on that rebound?" I said, "I swear he's at 12 feet when he stares at that thing." And I can't remember what the response was, but I think it was something like, "You say that every game," and it is true. But these guys are all so willful, but I think there are times where we feed off different guys, and we feed off. He's kind of a silent assassin. All the guys respect him. But he's just willing to. He's first of all, he's as unselfish as any guy I've ever been around, and you just have to have him in the game because he'll make plays that other guys won't make. And again, I couldn't be happier for all these guys, but I said it before, I'll say it again. If there's anybody that's going to make the play, a weak side rebound when he could have been standing in the corner watching doing nothing, it's him. And these guys deserve it, but this guy deserves that moment. He's been happily in the shadows most of the year, and he deserves a little bit of limelight.
Nigel, how does it make you feel to hear that?
No, it feels good. And just hearing compliments from Coach Fees really gets me going. So I would just say thank you, Coach Fees, and thank you for recruiting me and bringing me in.
You're welcome, buddy.
Nigel, you said months ago, one of the big keys when you got hired was bringing you in. And it's had to pay it off now. How much does it pay off to trust him and come here?
Definitely. When Coach Fee first started recruiting me, I just knew we were going to click on from the start. He's a super competitive person like I am, and he cares about winning. That's what I'm about. So anything that he says, I know he's speaking from a good place, and he really wants us to put our best foot forward. So it was no brainer when he wanted me to come again.
And Zach, you grad transfers, the four of you have just one shot at this together. How does it feel to know you're making the most of it together?
Yeah, it's been insane. I remember we'd be chatting before the season, like, I think we could get to 20 wins, and it might be tough, but just to see how the growth and like the development of all the younger guys, Josh and Doogie have been insane, and just everybody getting better throughout the year, the team collectively getting better, and now we got this opportunity. We're gonna take our time to soak it in for sure. It's very special.
Say, Coach, I know you want to say goodbye to the seniors. You have 2 more weeks with them now. How big is it to have 2 more weeks now?
How do you know I wasn't ready to get rid of it? I'll tell you this, I can tell you, without being, without dramatizing it, I can tell you where I was standing when every single one of the 4 of them said, "I'm coming again." And I could say it about the other guys they committed to. These 4, I just thought they were crazier than the rest to come here with 1 year eligibility and trust this thing that that we tried to get them to believe in. But they've believed, and when you've got 4 guys that are that, they're that special of human beings, and they're bought into what you're telling them, and they trust you, and I trust them, but when they do that, everybody else kind of just follows suit. And they've been, you know, I told them this on senior night, and I swear by it, which is I will never let this place forget them. I'll never, there's been special players throughout the history of this program, just unbelievably special players, but these guys are the kind of guys that run to the fire. When there's a fire going, they run to it. They don't run away from it, and you know they approach everything head on, and they like challenges, the four of them, and it just bleeds, I think, through osmosis to the rest of our group. So they're four guys that will forever be special to me, and that I'll never forget, and I'll never let this place forget.
Congrats.
Good job, guys.